What is up, guys? So the next Elseworlds trailer has been released, and unlike the other four, the first four, this one is not about something specific, it's about the entire crossovers. For instance, the first two have to do with Oliver and Barry waking up in each other's lives, and the last one had to do with Batwoman and Gotham City. This one is about everything in the crossovers, so before I break it down, I'm going to show the trailer. But before that, yesterday I uploaded a video about every character who will be appearing in the Elseworlds crossover, so if you want to check it out, link will be in the top right corner of the video. There is one character who was confirmed through this trailer that I didn't go over, and that is Killer Frost, but I did go over Caitlin Snow, so if you want to watch that video, link will be in the top right corner of the video. So without further ado, let's watch the trailer for Elseworlds.
Something is wrong with reality.
I love you, Barry Allen.
Everyone on Earth thinks we're each other.
You did this to us. You can undo it.
Why would I want to?
What's happening?
He's rewriting reality again.
Enough! You will not do to this Earth what you did to mine.
I offer you godhood.
Show them what a real god can do.
Elseworlds, the 3-night crossover event starts Sunday, December 9th on the CW.
The trailer begins where the crossover will begin, with Oliver waking up in Barry's life and Barry waking up in Oliver's life, or not really waking up, just instantly being there in the Argus facility, which kind of spoils that Oliver will get out of prison by then, but that's not to do with Elseworlds, that's just Arrow. So for Elseworlds, Oliver says that nobody knows that reality has changed, and nobody knows that they are the wrong person, and they say specifically nobody on Earth knows, and I think that will lead them to thinking, hey, nobody on Earth 1 knows, let's find out if anybody on other Earths know, and for some reason the first Earth they go to is not Earth 2 or Earth 3, which I think this makes the most sense, it's Earth 38, and when they get to Earth 38, they're going to meet Supergirl, who's going to notice that they are the wrong people, because this reality change does not affect the multiverse. When they get there, Supergirl's actually going to be at Clark Kent's farm, along with Clark Kent and the newly introduced Lois Lane. It's actually the same farm that they used on Smallville, so that's a nice callback, but that is the reason Superman is joining this team. So right after Supergirl and Superman join the team and Lois Lane tags along as well, they will head to Gotham City to find out who did this to them. I don't know why they're going to Gotham City, probably something to do with, maybe Superman says we should go ask Batman for help, he's a great detective, he could find out who did this to you, mostly because Superman and Batman have been already mentioned to team up before, or indirectly mentioned, where it's basically confirmed they have teamed up before in the past, or it's just possible that they use some other trick to find out that this reality change originated in Gotham City, where they will find Batwoman and Dr. John Deegan. So Dr. John Deegan, we see him in this shot where Oliver says, you did this to us, you can change it or you can reverse it, and then he says, why would I? This is an awesome shot, especially in the trailer, the way they edited it and the way they stop the trailer there, and then they go on where there's basically a pause. It's just a great trailer moment, and this is actually our first footage of Dr. John Deegan. Before this, I didn't really have an opinion on him. Now I think the actor will most likely do an incredible job in the role, and he will most likely be a great villain. Then there is a shot of Batwoman, which we have seen before. It's a pretty cool shot. Like I said in my Batwoman trailer breakdown, it is an homage to shots of Batman where he's standing there on a building and then a lightning bolt crackles in the background from Batman the Animated Series. It's a very iconic shot, and they're remaking it here with Batwoman, which is very cool. So you see this book that Dr. John Deegan is reading out of. You also hear Kara ask, what is he doing? And Oliver answers, he's rewriting reality again, and it's hinted at that this book has the power to rewrite reality. This is the same book that's seen later in the trailer, held by the Monitor, the same book that the Monitor is holding in his poster, and the same book that the black suited Superman seen later in this trailer is reading out of in some set photos. So what is this book? It's nothing. It's I looked it up. There's no book in the DC Wiki, in the DC Comics, I think, that rewrites reality, but I do think this is something that created for the crossover, something that the Monitor most likely created, actually almost definitely created, and he gave it to Dr. John Deegan to rewrite reality, which is all part of his master plan, which at this point, I don't know what his master plan is, but it's very possible that he takes the power away from Dr. John Deegan and gives it to the black-suited Superman instead. As I said, he is seen reading out of this book in some set photos, and the black suited Superman is actually seen in this trailer, which I will talk about later in this breakdown, but I think this book is a very interesting MacGuffin for this crossover. So then we hear the yet unconfirmed John Wesley Shipp character, who is most likely 90s Flash, aka Barry Allen, or just the Flash, aka Barry Allen from the 90s TV show, say, "Enough, you will not do to this earth what you did to mine." So this is actually a pretty great line, and it's delivered really well by John Wesley Shipp. But not only that, it is a big reveal, because this means that his reality was altered. Now this means one of three things. One, and I think this will be the most disappointing, it is actually Jay Garrick from Earth 3, and his reality was altered, and a minor thing of that was that he was given the costume from the 90s. Or two, which I think is a lot more likely, and this is the most likely thing, is that he's from the 90s TV show, and after that season was over, and most likely very recently, his reality was altered. And the third thing, and I think this will be the most interesting option, although not the most likely, is that he does come from the 90s Flash TV show, but in that universe, the whole season that show took place in was already an altered reality. Some character that the Monitor gave the book to back in the 90s, on whatever Earth this is, altered reality to where this universe is different. This would explain why John Wesley Shipp is playing Barry Allen in that universe instead of any other version of Henry Allen or Jay Garrick, and that doesn't really make any sense. So maybe the reality was altered for that to happen. Again, this isn't the most likely scenario, but I do think this would be by far the most interesting. So there's a shot up top a building, which is most likely the GCPD, although the building seems maybe a little tall to be a police department, but no other building would make sense as the bat signal is on top. So you see Supergirl and Green Arrow, who is most likely Barry Allen, standing next to the bat signal, and the Flash, who is most likely Oliver Queen, walking away from it. So what I think is happening here, this is all happening right after a conversation between Barry and Oliver about whether or not the Batman exists. This happened in the trailer for the Batwoman-centric trailer, which I didn't actually catch on to. I thought those people who were arguing about whether or not Batman exists were newscasters or reporters or something, but when you listen closely, which I don't know how I didn't get that originally, it's Barry and Oliver. So Barry asks, "You don't believe in the Batman?" And Oliver says, "Batman is an urban legend," which doesn't really make any sense for somebody like Oliver Queen to not believe in something like the Batman, because, I mean, the concept of the Green Arrow is not that much more insane than the Batman. Also, one of his best friends is a speedster, and another one of his friends is a woman who could fly and shoot lasers out of her eyes, so it doesn't really make much sense for Oliver not to believe in something like the Batman, but that is something that will happen most likely in this scene, and for some reason Oliver is storming off or walking away after this shot. Now the reason they're here at the bat signal is most likely something like I mentioned earlier, which is that they might come to Gotham City to look for Batman, and when they look at the bat signal, they realize that Batman is not around. There's a reason the bat signal is completely destroyed, and then later they bump into Batwoman. Then some way they figure out that John Deegan did this to them. So we have our first official shot of Superman in the trailer, or at least the first footage of Superman, where he's standing here with Supergirl, Green Arrow, and the Flash behind him. And I've said before that Superman was my most anticipated character to appear in a crossover because he has never appeared before, and I've wanted him to appear for such a long time, and this is so exciting. He actually hasn't appeared in any of the other trailers, so this is our first footage, so this is just very exciting. It's weird that he doesn't appear in this trailer at all either. He has been confirmed to appear in all 3 episodes of the crossover, so I'm wondering what he's been doing for these other shots. Like, for instance, when Green Arrow, the Flash, Supergirl, and the other Flash team up, where is Superman during that? Unless if the black suited Superman makes up for Tyler Hoechlin being in that 3rd or 2nd or whatever episode that is a part of, although Superman's going to be in that scene as well, so I don't know where he is in the rest of this trailer, but it is so exciting for Superman to finally be in a crossover, and this shot is awesome. So then there is a shot of Killer Frost, which confirms that she will be appearing in the crossover. So there's a shot of the Green Arrow, aka Barry Allen, and Vibe behind him, and the Green Arrow is shooting this guy who is almost definitely an inmate, as you see in the background. That is a prison bus, and he is wearing a jumpsuit, and this is probably an inmate from Arkham Asylum, as it has been confirmed that there will be some kind of outbreak or breakout, I meant to say, in Arkham Asylum, set off by most likely Dr. John Deegan, and this is the Green Arrow stopping one of those convicts. Also, this is the scene right before Batwoman shows up and Barry says that's not Batman. Speaking of Batwoman, there's a shot of her holding up a batarang, which is very cool. So we hear the Monitor say, "I offered you godhood," and then there's a shot of him giving the book to Dr. John Deegan. This is most likely a flashback to when he is giving him the book for the first time, and I don't know why the Monitor is doing this. It is part of his master plan that will actually go and continue into the next crossover, as he most likely will be a part of that crossover as well. Also, he will be appearing in all 4 shows of the Arrowverse. That means Arrow, Supergirl, Legend of Tomorrow, and The Flash, in a cameo role ever so often, as he will monitor the shows until he appears again in the next crossover, which is very, very exciting. So, but then we hear the Monitor, although I'm not exactly sure it is the Monitor just based off the voice, but just based off the context also, it is almost definitely the Monitor saying, "Show them what a real God can do," which is an awesome line for this trailer, and then it shows the black-suited Superman in this shot. This character has yet to be confirmed. It could be Ultraman, it could be Superman Prime, it could be any number of characters. As of right now, I'm calling him the black-suited Superman because there's nothing else to call him, but this is an awesome line. Also, this kind of confirms that he will take away the power from John Deegan and then give it to the black-suited Superman, and then will say, "Show them what a real God could do." As, like I said earlier in the trailer, it has been confirmed through set photos that the black-suited Superman will have this book. I'm guessing the Monitor will be disappointed in John Deegan in this trailer, or I mean in this crossover or something, and that's why he will give the black-suited Superman the power instead. But this shot is pretty awesome, and I'm obviously very excited for this black-suited Superman to fight the Arrowverse Justice League. So that is it for the trailer breakdown. This trailer was incredible, and I'm so excited for this crossover. I was never this excited for Crisis on Earth X. I was this excited for Invasion. For some reason, the Crisis on Earth X didn't look as good to me as Invasion did, or this does, but I am confident, I am 100% confident that Elseworlds will be not only the best crossover yet, but by far the best crossover yet. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.